The NBA season started last night, and as most people were putting in their predictions, I was a part of that party. And as I'm starting to look through a lot of these teams, there's a lot of teams this year, especially on the West side, that can really make a run at the championship. I'm going to give you a couple of my top team predictions that I think are definitely going to make the playoffs. So on the West, I have Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, Warriors, Portland, Utah, and the Spurs following in. I think the Spurs are going to be probably about the 8th seed maybe. But, I mean, you look at teams like Portland and you look at teams like, honestly, the Warriors with Klay Thompson probably not coming back. It's really hard to pick a team that really can fall that low. I think it comes down to coaching and just comes down to durability throughout the season and consistency. A couple that I wanted to highlight, the Pelicans I think are going to be an exciting team to look at mainly because of Zion. If he can stay healthy, I mean, he's already injured right now. But I think if he can get his stuff together and, prevent any injuries in the future, along with, Lonzo's improved jump shot and Brandon Ingram and all those boys that are there, I think that's a good squad. And I think they could probably sneak in the 8th slot. But again, those 8 teams I first listed off, it's difficult to put them ahead of any of those because those are more experienced and proven teams. Kings made a great run at it last year, but I think another year under De'Aaron Fox's belt and Marvin Bagley, I think that's a real squad. Lastly, the Mavericks. I mean, how can you not give the Mavericks a little bit of attention with Luka and Kristaps now? I think really could make a push at it. Maybe not this year. They're definitely my 11th on this list, especially in the West, with how competitive it is and how formed these first 8 teams I listed off are. But I think maybe not this year, but next year could really be a team to mess with. If we move over to the East, I'll give you my top 8 in no particular order again. I have the Bucks, the 76ers, the Celtics, the Raptors, the Nets, the Magic, Pistons, and Pacers. And I also put a star next to the Hawks because I think Trae Young and those boys over there, especially with Vince Carter's leadership, I think they can really make a run at it. The way the East is looking, it's up for grabs, especially for the Hawks. If Trae Young can stay consistent and those boys can stay healthy, I think they might be able to sneak in. For MVP, I have Giannis. I really think he's going to go back-to-back. I don't see why not. No health issues so far. If anything, he's gotten better. For Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with the Ben Simmons route and pick Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, a lot of people forgot about him because he was just been rehabbing all last year, but that extra year in an NBA system really helped. Of course, Zion is the Rookie of the Year candidate, and all the odds are going in his direction. I just really think Zion's going to struggle with his health this year. I think he really needs to lose some weight. And not that he's overweight, it's more that the amount, just how heavy he is and the style that he plays, I think he's really going to struggle. For Defensive Player of the Year, I went on a stretch. Rudy Gobert is the betting odds, but I'm picking Kawhi Leonard. I really think in the system he's in, especially with Paul George, I think it frees him up a lot and it gives him the ability to make the defensive plays that he can make and won't get burned on the other side, because with the Raptors, he didn't have a strong defensive threat in Paul George or a third candidate for MVP last year. I think that really loosens up the whole offense and the defense and allows Kawhi to take more risks. No surprise with 6-man, Lou Will is yet again, for the 3rd year in a row, leading the betting odds. And I'd love to give it to Lou Will, but I just got to give it to Spencer Dinwiddie. I got to go with the stretch there. I think Kyrie moving over from the Celtics, I think it's really a big deal for Spencer Dinwiddie. Putting him on the bench and having him learn behind a great point guard, I think that's big time. Most improved player, betting odds are with Jason Tatum. I got to roll with Jason Tatum. I think, again, Kyrie moving on, I think it's a big deal, and it gives him more flexibility and the ability to make more plays in different ways that he wasn't able to last year. And lastly, Coach of the Year. Doc Rivers is the betting odds. I got to go with Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is definitely going to have the best team, I believe, this season. I know I said I didn't rank 1 to 8, but I really think the Clippers are going to come out on top in the finals because with their depth, their defensive prowess, Kawhi and Paul George, I think it's just too much for any other team, including the Lakers. Those are my predictions for this season. It's going to be a great season, one for the books. Dynamic duo era is going to be much better than the super team era, much more enjoyable to watch. And as a lot of people are saying, there are contenders everywhere this year for the finals. It is kind of just scatterball when it comes to picking a true championship team, because it can come out of anywhere. You can have the Rockets come out of nowhere. The Denver Nuggets are getting slept on again. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, 76ers, Raptors again. I mean, it can be anybody. So it's going to be a great season to watch, and let's see how it all turns out.